Hey amigos, what's happening? Last video I told you I was getting ready to take this Sportster right here, this old 76, out on a 1,200 mile trip. And I tell you, since that last video I decided to tighten up on some loose ends that I thought I might find. And I tell you what, oh my goodness, for 3 weeks straight or 2 weeks straight, however long it's been since I did that ride, because you know when I uploaded that last video it was probably a week or two after I did that ride. But nevertheless, I have been working like crazy to finish up every single thing, or tighten up or freshen up or whatever, you know. But I asked myself, I'll never ask myself this again, you know, why shouldn't this bike make a trip like this? Well, boy, did I have my work cut out for me. But anyway, I tell you, one of the things I did, of course this is all out of order. I checked my push rods and my adjustment was somewhat okay. Well, not really. My rear exhaust push rod here was a little loose than what it should have been. There was no up and down play, but it spun a heck of a lot more than it should have. So I got that adjusted. And this push rod here, the front exhaust, that sucker was tight. I couldn't even spin it at all. I got that fixed. And I tell you what else? What else did I do? Oh yeah, I had a time doing these brakes right here, these front brakes. I mean, to save you the story, that was quite the rodeo to try and get that taken care of. My right side brake was leaking, or maybe it was my left side, it doesn't matter. However, I had a leaky caliper and it ate up my brake pads. I didn't even know it till I got the front end off to redo my fork seals. So I got new fork seals in there. I rebuilt my brake calipers. I got new pads on there, so that's taken care of. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, check this out. Okay, I've got a new chain put on here. And that's the second chain I put on there since the last video, meaning like 1, 2, you know, because I tried to put an O-ring chain on there and it went on, but as I would spin the wheel, the links on my chain were hitting on my countershaft bearing cup, you know, on the outside of the transmission, and there was nothing I could do to modify that. So we're going to go with a conventional chain, you know, and I've got plenty of oil and some other things down here in this bag right here. And I've got all the tools I could think that I might need in whatever scenario. Just shy of rebuilding an engine on the side of the road. Here in this bag, some down in that other saddle bag I was telling you about, you know, and all a bunch of other stuff in over here. So anyway, and I'll tell you what else was a booger. I had to go and do emergency surgery last night and this morning on this rear brake scenario. This was quite something, I'm telling you. I had to find, well, what I did is I put new brake shoes in the brake drum, and that created problems, I guess, because my old brake shoes were wore out enough where they would work. I don't know. But anyway, I put new brake shoes in, and it was a rodeo to get, well, I'll tell you what. This is not the original brake rod I was using. I had to get a longer one. It just would not reach because I had, well, anyway, I don't know why that was. So I managed to get something that would work. I also had to change my backing plate right here in order to run this kind of a stud that just floats inside the frame, because you know this is your brake stay right here. Well, my last backing plate, you know, it was a 76 backing plate. Well, it took a bolt that went through there, and apparently as I would tighten the bolt down, it would pull this back just a couple of thousandths, or 15 to 20 thousandths. Anyway, it would tweak my backing plate just enough where my shoes were not in alignment with the drum, and it was just a nightmare. So I'm using that, which is off of a 72, which thank you, Foz, for giving me this stuff right here, for doing this, because I pulled it off of that wheel right there and put it on there. So this bike is quite the mixed match of stuff. I mean, the front end, think about it. It is a 1979 Shovelhead FXS front end. The whole thing, the wheel, the brakes, the tubes, everything. Let's see, so we got a 1972 rear brake drum assembly. The back wheel is aftermarket. Let's see, what else is not quite. Oh yes, 1976 engine, which that's what the bike is registered under, is the motor. So, and whatever else, you know, chopper stuff, that type of stuff. And also I decided to upgrade somewhat my rear exhaust bracket, because I remember breaking, or not on purpose, but I didn't know it till I got to Born Free, that my front exhaust bracket on my Shovelhead was broke for whatever reason, probably just from vibration and all that other kind of stuff like old bikes do. And so I did this. This is the exhaust bracket that I had for my rear exhaust. It's made out of some 1/8" steel that I made when I first built this bike. So I cut out another piece out of some 3/16 steel and went ahead and put it right here, you know, drilled some holes and bent it just right, and hopefully this thing will, you know, not bust. But what gave me that idea was I had this bike up on the stand, and then I fired it up after I readjusted my timing and my points gap and all that kind of stuff, and I saw that my exhaust, you know, my exhaust pipe, I saw it vibrate a little bit to where my front one doesn't do it, you know, I guess because its bracket is right here. And you know, there's no give to this thing, but there was give to this. Anyway, it's not going to move now, so anyway, hopefully that'll hold up as well. So I don't know what else to tell you guys other than this is my ramp up for the Ironhead Kamikaze run, you know, to see if we can make it all the way 600 miles down or 600 miles back. Or wait, not or, and 600 miles back, because the trip's not over when you just get there, even though you would like to think so, because, you know, and who wants to go home, right? Going home sucks. But, you know, when it comes to motorcycle trips. But maybe that's just me. But anyway, here we are, all ready to go. Right now, it's Sunday, and we'll be leaving on Tuesday, Lord willing. And we'll see what happens. And some of you might comment down below, and make sure you carry spare points and ignition and all this. Yeah, I got all that stuff. You know, plugs are in the bag, so... Anyway, but other than that, you know, guys, I want you guys just to, you know, wish me luck, and well, actually just be praying for me. And I don't know what else to tell you, but I'll see you in the next video. All right, so other than that, keep the rubber side down. You guys be good to yourselves, and thanks a lot.